Good to go. Hello, good morning, everyone, and Happy New Year. I'm Tamara. I'm the acting president of our Leadership Council at CSL Leesburg. Our theme for this whole brand new year is Timeless Wisdom, Evolutionary Vision. And to kick things off, that is the same theme that we'll focus on through the month of January. And also, that will be the title of our talk today by Reverend Sunday. Right now, we open our sacred space together, setting our intentions for our service and bringing our awareness of our unity and oneness, which is represented by this one lit candle. Let us close our eyes now as we bless our service today. Together, let us recognize the divine presence that moves through all things, and know that this presence of love expresses as each of us in unique and beautiful ways. I know that we are blessed by this time together and that we are each renewed in our remembrance of love, peace, wholeness, and connection. I give thanks to everyone in attendance and everyone who made our service possible today. May the energy of love that is generated here bless us all abundantly, and so it is. Please feel free to add to the chat during the comments any prayer requests that you would like to have included later on in our service when we have our spiritual mind treatment, which is our form of affirmative prayer. We turn now to blessing the contributions and donations that are shared today for our center. There are many ways to give. You can text your donation amount to 703-940-9620. You can use Cash App to $CSL Leesburg. You can send something through the mail. Our mailing address is P.O. Box 1830, Leesburg, Virginia, 20177. Or you may choose to use PayPal at info@cslleesburg.org. At CSL Leesburg, we believe in the law of circulation. We know that all that is shared with our center blesses everyone who gives and who receives. We are a tithing community. In addition to helping us pay our expenses, which continue even though we aren't meeting in person, we also tithe to our home organization, as well as to organizations which inspire us and help to further our vision of helping create a world that works for everyone. We thank you so much for your support. Now let's read this affirmation together. The presence of spirit within me blesses everyone I meet, tends to heal everything I touch, brings gladness into the life of everyone I contact. Therefore, I am a blessing to myself, to humankind, and to the day in which I live. And now we move into our time of meditation with Reverend Sunday.
Thank you, Tamara. Good morning, everybody. So for our first spiritual practice meditation for 2021, I thought we would do a brief mini visioning process. And some of you are familiar with visioning. And so it's really just a process to kind of listen to the divine, to support us as we create a foundation for our new year. And so if you want to take notes or journal a little bit when things come up for you, either during the meditation or right afterwards, you might want to get a notebook. Or if you have been a financial donor to us or have pledged to do so in the coming year, you might have received your new spiritual journal, courtesy of a donation by our beloved Charlene Banks. Thank you for contributing to that. And I got mine in the mail yesterday, so I was excited about that. So if you'd like to choose just to close your eyes as we just spend a minute or two getting ourselves present. And so just take a nice deep breath in. And when you breathe out, just imagine that breath just moving down into the body, down through your body, down to the legs, into your feet, and just grounding you in this present moment. And take another deep breath in, out through your nose, just grounding us in this present moment. And so we're just going to spend a few minutes focusing on our heart space, recognizing that everything begins and ends in love, that energy of the divine love that moves through all things is within us. So however you choose to do this, just allow yourself to just settle into that heart space, creating a chamber of love for this time, envisioning. You might even imagine this chamber of love expanding and just visualize this energy that moves from the divine in and through you as we allow ourselves to listen to the divine guidance, the wisdom, the vision for your 2021. And so I'm just going to ask a few questions in this meditative state. And this isn't an intellectual process. And so just be open and curious to what might come forward for you. You might hear a word or see a picture in your mind's eye. It might be a feeling or just an energy, a color. Just allow yourself to be open to this guidance, this wisdom that is available to all of us always. So that first question is really, what is the divine idea that wants to move in and express as you, through you in 2021? What is this divine idea that is yours to be and express in 2021? And again, just allow whatever bubbles up. Allow your senses to be involved. What you hear, what you might see, what you feel. And if nothing shows up, that's perfectly okay too. We're just planting the seed. So you can be curious after this meditation to see how it might unfold for you. What is God's idea? What is the divine idea that wants to express through you as you in 2021? You may choose to jot notes if you like, or just wait till the end, just knowing whatever comes forward is exactly what is to come forward. And now the next question is, in order for this vision to come forward, what must I embrace? What is it that I must embrace in order for this divine idea to be expressed in and through me in 2021? Again, just let whatever comes up for you. What must I become? What must I embrace? Now taking a nice deep breath and recentering in that heart space. And settle in for the next question. In order for this vision to unfold in and as me, what must I let go of? What must I release? And again, just let whatever shows up in your senses. Words, color, vision, feelings. Where is it in your body? What must I release in order for this vision to unfold in and as and through me? Taking a nice deep breath in again and centering into that heart space. We'll just simply ask, is there anything else I need to know at this time? Is there any other wisdom or guidance, feeling, picture, or thought? Again, it doesn't have to make intellectual sense at this point. Just trust that divine wisdom is flowing through you. Is there anything else that I need to know at this time? And again, you can jot it down or wait till afterwards if you choose. And so we just continue to anchor this visioning process in love, knowing that again, it is just a seed, just planting the seed, opening ourselves up, practicing, listening instead of speaking so much. And so we just give great gratitude for this opportunity that we have spent here this morning, starting our new year out in a spiritual practice. So I know that whatever has come up for each of us is absolutely perfect, and that it does light the way for us as we begin this journey of this new year. So I'm so grateful for this truth. I'm grateful for this opportunity to do this practice, and I just let it go into that law, knowing that it is already done. Together we simply say, and so it is. And so during this song, you can just take it in and contemplate, or if you choose to write any other notes as we hear our song offering today by Donna Michaels.
I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright, and I shine. And I shine, and I shine so bright. I am a light. I am a light. I am a light. I am a light in this world. I am a light. I am a light. I am a light in this world. And I shine. And I shine, and I shine so bright, and I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. Think of someone you are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. You are a light. You are a light, you are a
Thank you. That was Reverend Donna Michaels. She shared that at our ministers gathering, and all these ministers have given their music generously for us to share. So that's a song that we usually sing on our New Year's Eve service or our Christmas Eve service. And so I thought it was good for us to get that in. I will be happy after our service in our Zoom room when we do our pearls. I'd love to hear what might have come up for you in your own visioning process. So we'll continue the conversation. All right, so Happy New Year. It's good to be back with you. I want to thank all of you for your love and support over the last month. I was hoping I wouldn't tear up, but I just might. Since my mom's passing, Robert, my brother, the boys, and I have just felt so loved and lifted up, supported by our beautiful community here. And you are truly a blessing. And I just really love you all so much. And so I want to say I can't go on without giving just a huge, big shout out to our beloved Charlene for stepping up and giving me this time, for stepping in at the last minute and continuing to just deliver to all of you. You know, she's our force behind the scenes, but she's in front of the scenes as well. And I'm grateful to call her my friend and my colleague and my spiritual family. And we're all blessed for your gift, Charlene. All right. So our theme for 2021, timeless wisdom, evolutionary vision. I really like this idea. I've been looking at it, it's centered in this timeless vision or wisdom, yet we're pulled by evolutionary vision. So it was quite a project putting this together. As you know, the last several years, we've had a global theme that Centers for Spiritual Living put together and create talk outlines and memes and books and all kinds of social media, artwork, and just all kinds of great things. And this year it was very, very inclusive in the way it was done. And it brought together about 130 people, mostly volunteers, that helped create the theme and all the supporting materials. And I want to share with you something that Reverend Jeffrey Ryan wrote about how inclusive this whole thing is, about this. He's the committee chair for this program. He said the 2021 weekly content contributors are recognized leaders in the CSL communities they serve. Each of this year's contributions is a reflection of the evolutionary vision that is unfolding for Centers for Spiritual Living. They're represented by the global, diverse, and inclusive nature of our organization. The contributors come from all 13 CSL regions and every type of member community. They live on 4 continents and in 8 countries. So in addition to geographic diversity, more than half of the contributors identify as Black, Indigenous, and/or people of color. Approximately 1/10 of the contributors are native Spanish speakers. For the first time, 2 of the outlines were actually written in Spanish and then translated into English. At least a quarter of the contributors identified as LGBTQ+, and a quarter of the contributors are under the age 45, which is a good thing, right? And 1/5 of the contributors identified as male. So this year has the most diverse group of contributors in the history of our Global Themes project. So I'm excited to have been a part of that. And Charlene was a part of that as well. We both contributed outlines. And so we look forward to seeing how it evolves. And it is an evolutionary process. So when I first heard of this theme, I was reminded of that quote. You might have heard it. It's a parenting quote, actually, that there are 2 things we need to give our children. One is roots and the other is wings. And of course, that's a powerful teaching for us if you're a parent to know that that's important, to have a place, to have roots, a place, a foundation, a sense of knowing who we are, and have that clarity and that love and then, but also that foundation gives us this opportunity to fly, to explore, and to go out in the world, but also know that we always have this foundation. And I think that's a really great analogy for our spiritual teachings, for our spiritual communities and the teachings that, our teachings need to be rooted in timeless wisdom. And, what is foundational to us? What doesn't change? What can we hold on to when, the world is is going through trauma and drama and craziness, that especially like it is now. So, going back to what is it that we can hold on to? What's our foundational base? And then that base gives us wings, the evolutionary vision. How do we evolve and grow and understand in new ways? That allows us that confidence to explore and discover and to grow and to question, and to come back to our foundation. So as I was thinking of this, I was reminded of how fortunate I was. I've talked about this before, about my mother, who actually really nurtured both of these aspects within me. She had a very hands-off kind of approach to our spiritual ideas, but she gave us this foundation. She wasn't heavy-handed at all, but in fact, she just gave us these simple ideas. She told me when I was very, very young that she believed that God was a loving God, was a loving presence, that was not judgmental or jealous or petty or angry. She could never understand how we could think that the almighty omniscient presence was jealous and petty, and that's a pretty big departure from what was commonly taught or understood in the churches, Christian churches, where I grew up in rural New Mexico. So she just didn't believe in a judgmental, demanding God that would punish you for all eternity if you didn't confess your loyalty to him or to his son. And she always said, why would God give you the curiosity and the brain and, to explore and then punish you for it, So, so that was a really powerful foundational teaching for me. And then she never believed that we were born flawed or sinners or that we needed to be saved. She would say, we're made in the image and likeness of God, the divine, and she believed that there was no eternal damnation or punishment or evil force. There was nothing warring against God or trying to tempt us to do bad things. And, there was no devil. Again, that was a pretty major thing. And she did it in such a easy, casual way. It was just kind of like, well, this doesn't make sense to me. And so she taught me this foundational teaching that God is love, that I'm born in and as that love, and that there's no opposing evil force that we are fighting against. And that kind of sounds familiar, doesn't it? So my mom started sharing these ideas with us long before she discovered our teachings, but she was the one that introduced me to the Center for Spiritual Living in Albuquerque, New Mexico, when I was a teenager. She took me to the center. Of course, I wasn't ready yet to embrace it because I knew more than she did at that time. But then as I a few years later, I found it on my own and realized that what she'd been telling me, and she also was the person who introduced me to meditation. She taught me transcendental meditation when I was about 17 years old. And so I'll be forever grateful to her for those very foundational roots that allows me to use my wings to explore without fear, which is so important, to be able to explore without fear. Just really take that in without fear, explore these spiritual ideas and philosophies. And that's just a huge gift. And I think that's the gift that we give in our community and in our teachings, that we can explore and move out in the world and question, and that there's no fear in that, and then what's so beautiful about spiritual community, and what I love about our spiritual community, is that then when we come up with these basic ideas, these foundational ideas, that we know them together, right? And that when one of us is having a challenge, we have others there to kind of bring forth those truths and help us remember these foundational ideas in our lives. And Richard Rohr calls these the common wonderful. That something that I can believe, but then when there's a group of us all believing together, it expands in our lives. And so as we go through this year and today, and we can kind of begin to really think, what is our common wonderful that we bring forward to our spiritual community and to each other in our lives? And our founder, Dr. Holmes, really modeled this curiosity and exploration. He wasn't afraid that his ideas would be debunked or expanded upon. For that matter, he really welcomed it. He said he was very casual about death and what he had created. And, he said that when he died, you can just throw away all his writings in the fire. It didn't matter. And he said what would outlast his words is the timeless wisdom that had been spoken over the ages. And those are those timeless wisdoms that my mother so easily and graciously gave me growing up, is that there's this power and this presence that lives within us that is love, and that there is a way for this power and presence to be used through us, through our own creative, co-creative process with this divine presence. So he fostered this idea of having wings, of being open at the top. He talked about being open at the top, and in the book that was actually titled "Open at the Top," Neil Valley wrote, he said, Holmes himself never stopped learning. He was constantly reading, exchanging ideas, and searching. He said, anything that comes along that is better than I have got, he once said, I want to know about it. Isn't that a beautiful thing? I want to know about it. There's a sense of curiosity. And as a result, his philosophy of the science of mind was open at the top, as he put it, for new insights and for fresh and invigorating ways to present spiritual information. And so I just love this, right? This freedom to explore and to doubt and to question. And I have done a lot of that in the 35 years that I've been a part of this teaching and this community. I've had my doubts, I've had my concerns, I've explored all kinds of ideas, and especially over the last few years, I have to admit that I've questioned a lot as I've become understand more about the systemic racism and the white supremacy that exists in our very teaching and within Ernest Holmes himself, although never overtly racist and very progressive for his time. He was still a product of that time. He was a product of white privilege and unconscious bias. And so just the last few years, just really delving into that and exploring that and finding what's the common wonderful and what is it that has a new way for us to explore and to widen our base and to reach people that weren't like Ernest Holmes or like me, that we can share our message in a way that is healing and valuable to others. I always like what James Hollis, the Jungian analyst, wrote in his book, Finding Meaning in the Second Half of Life, about the importance of doubt in our evolutionary process. He said, doubt is a profound and effective spiritual motivator. I just love that, right? But, instead of it being something that we should, not have, it's okay for us to have doubt. It's a motivator. Without doubt, no truism is transcended, no new knowledge found, no expansion of the imagination possible. Doubt is unsettling to the ego, right? And those who are drawn to ideologies that promise the dispelling of doubt by proffering certainties never grow, never grow. In seeking certainty, they are courting the death of the soul, whose nature is forever churning possibility, forever seeking the larger, forever riding the melting edge of certainty's glacier. That beautiful. The suppression of doubt is the secret seed of fanaticism in all its forms, and therefore the secret drive engine in bigotry, sexism, homophobia, fundamentalism, and all other forms of contrived certainties. Thinking people welcome doubt. It serves them as a valuable stepping stone to better knowledge. So can I get an amen? Get an amen, right? Thinking people welcome doubt. Isn't that like, what a relief that we don't have to know it all and that we can grow and expand and learn and question, and that's okay. That's what creates this evolutionary vision, which expands and strengthens our understandings and opens door to healing and change. And that's a powerful thing. And we're in this very powerful place of evolutionary change, an expansion of healing and wholeness that we can never go back to. We never go back to not seeing or not understanding or not knowing. Robert and I were watching an old classic holiday film the other night. And it's one that I've watched over and over through the years and have enjoyed and loved. But the last couple of years I've watched it, I've just had new understanding about it. I've expanded my understanding of racism and white centering and sexism and trauma and depression, all these things in this movie that were not apparent to me in the past. And now I'm looking at it in a whole new way. Have you had that experience as you've watched, some old movies have withheld the test of time and some of them don't age very well, And I've been horrified by the stereotypes, by the inappropriate jokes, or the sexism, or now, of course, there's pre-COVID movies that are like super spreader events. So we're like, yikes. And so luckily we're able to see that and have a whole new way of understanding life. And so it's a sign of our evolution and our expanding vision of how to be more, inclusive and loving and healing and helping. And, as Michelle Obama says, and when we know better, we do better. And the only way we know better and the only way we can do better is if we actually open ourselves up to knowing better, right? So just because some movies don't stand up the test of time, that doesn't mean that there's not timeless wisdom within those movies, in the storytelling, in the values, and the timeless truths of our myths and our archetypes, and all that goes into a good story. We don't throw that away. We don't throw away that foundational wisdom of how to tell a good story, right? But we evolve and we expand, and we look at that situation through a different lens. So we tell the same story, but from a different perspective, from a broader, expanded perspective. And that's what we do when we explore our own spirituality. Suddenly we start telling new stories. We have a new normal evolves. We enjoy that new normal, and we get accustomed to it, right? We have a new normal. A lot of those things in those old movies don't even make sense to us anymore. We're not comfortable with them, right? And so we kind of come to this new normal, this new foundational place, until there's another evolutionary leap in our consciousness, and we go through it all over again. This is evolution. There's that, that calm, that surety, and then there's something that disrupts it, and then we create a whole new normal. So so that's what we're up to this year, right? Which we've been up to, but to explore what is our foundational wisdom, and what is our evolutionary edge? How are we going to approach that? And so there's a couple of questions we can ask, and there's some basis for us for how we do this. And so I think what we have to start with in any exploration that we have is we have to start with humility, right? Spiritual humility, not spiritual arrogance, is the pathway to evolution. And again, Dr. Holmes knew this. He knew this in his last public talk in 1960, in the Sermon by the Sea. He said this. He said, "And I would desire that that in our teaching there should never be arrogance, for it always indicates spiritual immaturity to me. Others will arise who will know more than we do. They won't be better or worse. They will be different and know more than we do. Evolution is forward." And so there's this sense of humility as we go forward, but there's also the sense of self-love, that this newness doesn't make us wrong necessarily, better or worse. It's just a new expanded awareness. And so if we can let go of our self-righteousness about something, or our sense of worth, by learning new things as we evolve, then that can open us up. And so so starting out with humility, and then honoring all these paths. So our teaching is just steeped in the golden thread we talk about in our traditions, but it's steeped in the wisdom of all faiths and all cultures. And so we honor the ancestry of our teaching by acknowledging the synthesis of these universal teachings embodied within them, that there's truth within, there's that common thread. And so we look for that. And then in addition to that, let us be open and curious. I mean, curiosity is such a powerful spiritual value, to be curious in everything we do. If we can just be curious about it, then we can drop our defensive. It's the same thing that I teach in our meditation practice, right? This equanimity of when something comes up, when we hear that voice inside, it says, I'm not good enough, or I'm not doing this right, just to go, isn't that interesting? Make me curious about that. What does that voice mean? And what can I do with that? And so we just become curious, and we let go of our spiritual arrogance in order to be able to expand and grow and evolve. And then, part of it is that is in this whole title is having vision, right? and to value that vision, that there's new thinkers and spiritual teachers who know more than we, know more than Ernest Holmes did in the 1920s and 30s and 40s and 50s, that there's science and there's all kinds of things that come forward in a new way. And so it only enhances these common wonderfuls that we have, only enhances what we know to be true by just telling the story in a little different way. So here are some questions to think about as we begin this journey of deepening into our timeless wisdom while having evolutionary vision. So you can kind of start thinking about this as something you can start journaling about and talking about. And that is, what of the timeless wisdom of our movements resonates with you the most? What are our common wonderfuls? These are really great questions for us to share and talk about and discuss. What is it? What is that foundation that, over the 35 years that I've been in this movement, when I felt, lost or questioning, what is it that I can go back to and really, connect into? And we're going to talk about this, over the rest of this month. But of course, mine is that that there's this divine essence within us that's perfect, whole, and complete. It can never be hurt or challenged, and that just knowing that I'm a part of this divine presence and that I'm not separate, that there's this oneness that connects me to my divine presence, but to each of you and to our world. I mean, these are these foundational teachings that get me through, right? And that allows me to move forward into an expansive vision. Even when, challenging times that we're in this very moment, and going through the death of my mother, the pandemic, the crazy election cycle, the uncertainty of even this next week in the United States, all of that we can acknowledge and we can be aware of, and still have this foundational understanding of the divine truth of who we are in every moment, And then another question that you might want to ask yourself, I ask myself this, is where have you noticed your own spiritual arrogance, right? Where is that in ourselves? Where is it in our community? Where is it in our movement? Do we have spiritual arrogance? I know we have, absolutely. I have experienced my own spiritual arrogance, and I think that our movement can too as well. Every time we say we have the one and only answer, that is a spiritual arrogance, because we don't. We're one piece of all kinds of different ways to get that answer. So that's a good question to kind of start exploring. And then how can humility and curiosity be supporting your individual and our collective evolution? Because that's a powerful thing for us to be experiencing right now, is a collective healing and moving from only focused on the individual expression, but how is it that we dance and grow and learn together in this collective healing, this collective evolutionary process. So there's the start. That's the meat. That's what we're going to be doing this whole year. And I really look forward to it. And I look forward to the questions and the doubts and the love and the support that comes in spiritual community, how powerful it is. And so let us do our spiritual practice now, what we do so well together, our spiritual mind treatment. And if you have a prayer request, I'm going to check our chat and include it if you want to add something to that. And let's just move into our spiritual practice, spiritual mind treatment. I'm so aware right now that it really does begin with this recognition of the divine presence, the recognition of how it is that we know God, know spirit, know this presence within our own lives, to recognize and know that it is everywhere available to us, that the whole world is alive with this divine essence, this divine spirit. And because of that, I am a part of that too. I am a divine expression of that one life, that one power, that one presence. So this very moment, as I am speaking this, everyone within the sound of my voice, just settle into that divine truth of your very being, that you are a divine expression of God. You're going to say that to yourself. I am a divine expression of God. And because of this, we each have a sense of curiosity and faith and humility and vision to move forward without arrogance, to explore and to expand, to grow and change, to see our stories in new ways with new lenses, to let go of what no longer serves us, and to bring forward that which will serve us for peace and wholeness and health and harmony for ourselves and for our world. And so I speak this word right now as a co-creative process, as one who has that power within myself to speak this word of truth, to know that there is health and wholeness in our world, that there's resolution to this pandemic, that we continue to grow and learn, and that there's health and wholeness in our world. I know that in the United States, this next week is a peaceful week of continuing the transition of power in our politics, that the highest and best is unfolding, that there is wisdom and leadership in a way that serves the highest good for our world, for our nation, for ourselves individually, and for each other. I know that whatever prayer you might have in your own mind at this very moment, that you can just take a moment to speak it out in your own way, in your own heart, for yourself, for your loved ones, for the world. Just in this moment of silence, speak out your own truth in an affirmative way, knowing that collectively we have such great power. I can feel this powerful presence that moves through each of us collectively, together and individually. And I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for community. I'm grateful for the common wonderfuls, for the love and the support as we all move through this life together. And so it's with that sense of gratitude that I just release this word into the law that is always listening, always working for us, always creating in the highest and best. And so I just release it. I let it go. I know it is done. And we just know this together by simply saying, and so it is. And so we let it be. And we're going to hear some more music to ground this and joining together in this truth.
We are sisters joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters joined together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love. Love, 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 joined together. Brothers, we are sisters joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters joined together in love. Little louder now. We are brothers, we are sisters joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters joined together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love. Love, 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 joined together. Sing joy now. We are brothers, we are sisters joined together in joy. We are brothers, we are sisters joined together in joy. We are brothers, we are sisters joined together in joy. Brothers, we are sisters joined together in peace. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in peace. Little louder now. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in peace. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in peace. Peace, 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 joined together, together in peace. Peace, 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 joined together, together in peace. Last time, love, we are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. And at last time, we are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love. Everybody sing join together. Oh, join together. Oh, join together. Oh, join together, together in love. Join together, together in love. Join together, together in love. Join together, together in love.
Thank you. Join together, together in love. Thank you, Reverend Donna Michaels, and the rest of the CSL ministers, Reverend Doug LeBeau, who put all that together magically, and the rest of the CSL ministers. Thank you so much. All right, so we do have our weekly events. Charlene Banks is a practitioner, ministerial student, minister in training, does her dream group on Tuesdays mornings, and I also do unified mindfulness meditation. We're starting those back up this week. We took a little break this last couple of weeks, but we're starting those back up for the new year, so join us. And I think that's all of the actual announcements. Yep. So Happy New Year, everybody. I know it's going to be a start of a healing year for all of us. And so let's just know this together by placing our hand over our heart and close your eyes if you choose to, and just say out loud, I am love. I am love. And open your eyes if you see somebody or you think of somebody in your mind. If you're not seeing anybody, just say, you're love. Your love. And then let's just do some love sprinkles. It's all love. Give some love sprinkles out into the world as you go about your week, continuing to hold the high watch for peace in our nation and in the world. And if you're not already on Zoom with us and you want to come and join your pearls, share about your vision, please join us. You just have to go to our website, cslleesburg.org, click on the link for join us, and you can come join us and share. And so I think that's it. Have a great day, great week.